Hey, Kennon, this is Zachary Kelly with Kelly Property Care. Just going to be going over the estimate with you. So obviously you called about the roof and the stucco. So here we're just looking at the roof. I'm going to pull up the estimate side by side so we can go through it together. On the estimate, you'll notice that let's see here. Okay, so for the low pressure roof clean, what that's going to look like is going to be taking care of all of this on the main house. So this is going to be all the pool area. There is this cactus right here that's growing between the valley of the roof. That's not something that we're going to be taking care of. We're really just going to be focusing on cleaning the roof. This is the back side of the roof. We're going to be taking care of. There's some leaves right here, getting those out of the valleys. And then right here, where my mouse is hovering over, you'll see that there's some orange spotting on the roof. That's just a different level of mold. So it's kind of turning the shingles a different color, or not the shingles, the clay a different color. It's really supposed to be this red, but the goal, obviously, in treating that would be to get it to be the same color as the rest of the roof. So keeping that in mind, it may not be perfectly the same color, but it'll definitely be as close as we can possibly get it. This is also going to be, there's a separate price for this covered area, this bar area. So that's shown here. So it's going to be for the guest house, the covered bar area, as well as the dog kennel roof. So that's going to take care of this roof right here. I didn't get a picture of it, but basically this roof, the guest roof, and then the area where the dog kennel is. Now this roof isn't too terribly bad. I mean, especially considering what this looks like. So if that's something you want to hold off on, I understand. It's just I'm giving a discount just because we'd already be there, and so it's just cheaper for us to do the work while we're there. Moving on from the roof, now focusing on the house wash. So as you can see here where my mouse is hovering, there's obviously some areas where there's damages, pre-existing damages. So I've got pictures of all this. If we do move forward, I'm just going to need you to sign off that you're aware that there are already existing damages before we started cleaning it. But yeah, all this can lighten up. So if this is the white that we're going for, all of this should clean up pretty nicely. And I can send over pictures of some pretty. It would be, I would say it's about on par with this. I wouldn't say it's necessarily dirtier, but I can definitely send over some pictures of just what it could look like. It also looks like down here towards the bottom that there's been either a repair or something that is not gonna. It's gonna look clean, but it may not look great just because there's it looks like paste or some sort of mortar that's been filled in. So moving along here, we're looking at both the roof and the house. So at the top level, we would hop up here on the roof or shoot from a ladder, just depending. We'd get this stucco up here, all of this stucco, and then I'm just going to throw it in for free, just taking care of these stepping stones right here. Now, one thing to consider, and I didn't put it in the bid, I wasn't sure if you wanted to do it, would be to clean these stones right here, the walkway stones. So some look pretty okay, pretty clean, and then some look pretty dirty. And I'll show you the dirty ones here in a second. So moving along with the stucco. So obviously there's some bugs up in here. There's some debris up over here. You've also got some orange staining down here at the bottom. The goal would obviously be to get that clean. The orange staining, I can't guarantee that I can get it all the way off, but I can definitely lighten it, that's for sure. Really, the main goal would be to get all this brown and black staining off, as well as there's a little bit of green in some areas. Here's just another shot of the house, really focusing on the dark spots, the windowsills specifically. And then here's some of the stones that I was talking about. These could be lightened up if you wanted to do that. I know just talking to your son, he wasn't sure if you wanted to go for more of like the rustic look or the clean look or what kind of look that you wanted to go for. If we were to do these stones, it would be the door encasements as well as the floor, because they're not necessarily mortared together. It looks like they're more just kind of held together with rocks and gravity, and a little bit of mortar, of course. But we would be using chemical treatment. We wouldn't be using high pressure. Obviously, we're not trying to blow out any rocks or mortar here within this door encasement. So if you wanted to go down this route, just let me know. I'll add that to the quote. But again, this would be using low pressure. Moving forward, in the quote, you'll see that there's a section for a perimeter wall. So for the perimeter walls, you're primarily looking at, basically, like it says, the entire perimeter wall, both sides all the way around. So it's from the guest house all the way across the bar, across the pool, across the entire property, essentially. Again, there looks like there have been a few repairs along the walls, so just keeping that in mind. It'll look clean, it'll be white, but there may be some obvious places where there are repairs made. So here's some area where the stone's not too bad, but over here, obviously, it's quite dirty. So moving forward onto the pool deck, the saltillo tile pool deck. This would be for the entire saltillo tile, all the way around the entire property, not just the pool deck. So there are some areas where it's a little bit cleaner than others. Like for example, if we're looking at this tile right here, let's see, looking at this tile right here compared to this one, obviously this one's got mold and is dirty, whereas this one's not. So, but we're just going to go ahead and treat everything. There are some shaded areas, some unshaded areas, but just to kind of make sure that the staining kind of stays at bay, we would just treat everything for you. And that price is listed right here. So that's kind of the scope of everything that we've taken care of. Obviously we have our individual prices here. And then here at the top, we have our two options between the basic and the deluxe. So the basic would be for the main house, the house washing as well as the roof washing. So that does not include the guest house. That does not include the perimeter walls, anything like that. Your second option for the deluxe would be the guest house, the bar roof, the kennel roof, the pool deck. Or I'm saying pool deck, but the saltillo tile all the way around the entire house, as well as the perimeter walls. So here are the two options for you. This does factor in drive time and just the cost associated with that. Obviously, going from McQueenie to Poth, it's about an hour drive, so just factoring in 2 hours each way. This, depending on which one you did, if you did the basic, you're really looking at around. It's probably going to be anywhere from 3 to 4 days. If you're looking at this one, you're going to be looking at anywhere from 4 to 5 days, possibly a 6th day, just depending. So those are kind of the two differences in price. So you're looking at anywhere from 3 to 6 days, just depending. So if you have any questions about the estimate, just let me know. You got my phone number and my email. So I will be available to answer any questions.